I was thinking more in regards to source within the self. God, Brahman, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, Jah, and all of the ways that we could name his, her essence. How we could define and confine the omnipresent, the omniscient, the everything, the beginning, the all. And to think all that is all us, is all you, is all me, the way God intended it. That's incredible. I mean, you know, we go through life as spiritual or religious people, and we think and are taught that we need someone or something to bridge our communion with our Creator. And don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying the leadership when it is good and honest and authentic. I'm not questioning even the authority, because in those worlds, hierarchies are necessary. But when you stop, when you choose to just be still and be silent, you hear everything. It's really that simple, but seemingly so hard. But when we think about how much time we give certain things, certain people, if we gave just a little bit of that time to silence, to self, to source, and I say this because I feel like I know more about God and our tangible connection and accessible communication more in just this short amount of time of cutting out all of the noise and barriers between us than 41 years on this planet. Because in just this short amount of time, I realize how farther back I go than 41 years, and how much farther I will go beyond 41 years, even if this is my last day on this planet. I've never been scared of death, because something in me, God, always showed me that death is a human construct. From the word, despite the language, to the concept. It seems so final to us, something to mourn, something to fear. something to hope to prolong or never experience, despite knowing that it's inevitable. And even if not for us, for the people that we love. Because we don't want to lose them. But I understand so much deeper now that there is nothing lost when any of us transition. It is only a gain. I mean, we strive on this earth to understand what is just going to be when we get to that realm. Heaven, the hereafter, whatever we call it. Our ancestors are so present. We just have to stop and be still and listen. Because they're always guiding us. Many of them, even while living, lived for us. To teach us, to guide us, to leave something for us deeper than any financial inheritance that any of us could ever get. So when they transform, when they shed the constraints of this earthly shell and all of the ego and intellect that barricades them and shackles them, when they lose all of that, imagine what they're willing, able, and doing for you now. And then God? I mean, what? Can you imagine? If you know God, if you believe in God, and not all of us do, and no judgment, but I in St. Lucia, in Patois, we say pojab. And that's referencing, like, poor thing, I feel sorry. And again, no judgment. I just know what I know and what I feel. And for them to not know and feel that, I feel bad for them. I do. I think that is a bigger loss and a bigger void than death. Our own or someone else's. Because when you have a lack of belief and a lack of faith, then things are final. Then that is just it. And that sounds like it sucks. I don't want any part of that. And it's more, thank God, thank me. Thank we. That it's more than a belief. It's more than faith at this point. For me, I've seen, I've felt, I've heard, I've dreamt, I've channeled, I've downloaded too much to think that it's all in my head or my heart or my soul. It's everywhere. And it permeates through every part of me. And it is a part of me, and I am a part of it, and it is a part of you, and you are a part of it. When Rasta say, I and I, it is just that. I and I. it's one. There's a notion of a separation, but it's still the same I repeated. That's why I align it with the master number 11. When you look at those two ones, those two I's, you know? And when you can look at yourself as I, and you can look at God as I, that is powerful. There is no deeper alignment. And we can go to church, and we can read the Bible, and we can read the Torah, and we can read the Bhagavad Gita, and we can read books and all of it to acquire as much knowledge and as much words as we need to be able to express this thing. But I can assure you, you don't need any of it with the temple that you are, with the scripture that is written in your soul by the one, the I. It's deep. Maybe too deep to post, I don't know. But it's real shit. And I'm all about it. And I've been called. And I keep hearing, follow instructions, follow instructions, follow instructions. So I'm following instructions. And if the instruction is to post, then I will. And if it's to share more, then I will. And if it's to keep creating these magical serums and salts and salves and sprays and stones and teas so that we can align and reconnect and just take that time at least for self, to love yourself like you say you love God. We, us, this body, this life is the primordial and ultimate gift from the God that we say we love and revere and honor and worship. If we don't love and revere and honor and worship the gift, what are we saying to the giver? In popular culture and social structure, regifting is such a taboo, it's such a faux pas, you know, it's to get something and, oh, I don't like that, or I don't want that. When someone is giving you something, like, that's like, what kind of person are you? And now we're talking about God giving us this life and putting a piece of his essence, of her essence in us, which means God is giving us more than a gift. God is giving us God. What are you going to do with that? I'm clearer now on what I'm going to do with that, and more so than what I'm going to do in terms of externally, it's what I'm going to do internally. And just again to take that time to just give thanks and connect and love myself, my God, and every single one of you and every single one I meet. Because I am God and you are God. That's the truth. Remember. Remember. Time to get back to natural.